So sometimes people ask why we draw electoral boundaries once, usually just before election campaigns. The first thing that you have to know is that every 10 years, it's required in the Constitution that the government set up an independent commission to look at electoral boundaries and to adjust for population growth and sometimes for drops in population. So in this case, the exercise was completed in 2013. And Canada went from 308 ridings to 338. In Quebec specifically, 3 new ridings were created. Quebec picked up 3 more ridings. We went from 75 to 78. Now, sometimes there's an impact. The impact of such things, obviously we're adjusting for growth in population, for exodus of population, for drops in population, birth rates, but there's also a political impact quite often on these things. For example, sometimes if there's been an exodus of a population, especially, for example, in eastern Quebec in the Gaspé region, you end up with too many MPs for not a big enough population. So the impact there is quite often someone has to disappear. Sometimes, though, a riding gets broken in 2 because the population is too big, so then you end up with 2 new MPs. A good example is Ahuntsic-Cartierville. The riding was formerly held by the Bloc Québécois. In the redistribution process, it lost a good part of the part of the riding that mostly voted Bloc, and it added a part of another riding that used to belong to Stéphane Dion to become more of a liberal kind of a riding because there were more liberal votes. So if you transpose the results of the 2011 election on the new map, the riding has more of a liberal dynamic. It has a far less of a Bloc dynamic, which makes it interesting because we have a former Bloc candidate, Maria Morani, who's trying to recycle herself as an NDP candidate. So it becomes a very unpredictable race, and that will be a very hot one to watch on election night.